Hey, I'm back. I don't know if you were with me, if you're watching this. However, I did the introduction to a book called The Game about maybe a half hour or so ago. And I decided let's go on into chapter one. This is what the book looks like. It can be purchased on my website, consciouspress.net, if you're looking for an interesting read. The book is about a guy who realizes life isn't about what he's doing. He's out there in the street hustling and cutting up. And he decides that he wants out. So he wants to use all the information that he gathered to get the money quick as he can and get out of the game. Put himself on top and walk away from it. But in between getting the money and getting out of the game, life happens. Envy, jealousy, lust, love, hatred, violence, death, and the cheapness of life itself. Can't tell you the end before we read through. So let's cut right into it. If you were with me about half hour ago, we did the introduction, and now I will be doing chapter one. Try to get you off into the book. Goldie stood out on the sidewalk in front of his hideout, and as his car warmed up, he ran his plan back and forth through his mind. He always thought before making any move that would affect life, or his lifestyle for that matter. Knapp drove one of the prettiest little S-type Jaguars that he had ever seen. A pretty little single girl jumped out with her arms full of groceries, and Goldie went right into action. He asked, "Hey lady, how are you?" as he walked over and removed one of the grocery bags from the young woman's arms. She looked at him as if to be shocked and replied, "I'm fine, thank you." The young woman's name was Carla, and Goldie had thrown the ball back and forth, conversed with her on a few different occasions in the past. He never tried to make more out of it than that because he didn't feel that he could give her what she needed. He could give her beautiful things, but quality time would be rare and none. Goldie was a busy man, but today was different. And with the new plan, Carla would play a significant role in his life. However, Goldie knew that it was going to take some time. As they approached the front door to Carla's condominium, Goldie reached over and retrieved the other grocery bag from the young woman's arm so that she could open up the front door to her place. He followed her into her pad and began to survey the place. All of a sudden, she stopped short, and before he knew it, he was right up on top of her and had bumped her lightly. Carla turned to face him rather quickly, and their eyes met. And then she asked the question, "Do you like?" Goldie looked down intensely into her eyes, and in a serious voice, he replied, "I think that you're beautiful." She smiled slyly. "I was talking about my place." He smiled, yet revealing that he was shocked by her words, and replied, Yeah, it's beautiful too." Now, Goldie had never been inside of her place before. He moved toward the paint easel and began to admire the few paintings that hung along the walls in her living room. He was impressed. He said, "Wow, baby, I didn't know that you painted." Carla politely replied, "Goldie, there's a lot to me. Would you like a drink? Coffee, tea, soda?" He smiled. No, thanks. I have a few runs to make. However, I would like to see you again. on a more personal level. You know, like to kind of get to know each other a little bit better. Carla smiled. I would like that. Goldie asked, well, what are you doing this Saturday? Well, Goldie, I'm working a half a day. I also have a few errands to run. But anytime after 2, Saturday afternoon, I'm free. He stood there admiring her for a few moments, and then he began looking around her place at all of the items that were conducive to who she was. Her paint easel and her computer. There were also black authored books that lined her bookshelves, the black artifacts, and all of the amenities. He thought her presence in his life would be a God's given gift. He took her hand in his, and as he made his way back to the front door, he said, great, I'll pick you up around 6. Carla looked up into his eyes and replied, yeah, well, okay, and thank you. As he made his way back down the walkway, Carla watched him through the kitchen window, wondering if he even thought she was alive or if he would even show up Saturday. He hadn't asked her telephone number or anything. Now, Goldie's mind was elsewhere, but after talking with Carla, he knew that he had his work cut out for him. She was beautiful and holding like the feds, red, rich, and fertile. He also knew that that thing would be lavishing in its generosity. Carla was about 5 foot 7 inches tall and weighed about 130 pounds, 36, 25, 38. With the mental, he knew that she would be all that he would need to close out a chapter in his life that he had created and now wanted out of. He decided that Carla was going to scratch the itch of his loneliness. As he began to back his caddy out of his parking spot, he noticed Carla walking toward the car. He stopped and let his window down. She handed him a piece of paper with a telephone number on it and said, if something should come up or happen and you can't make it on Saturday, this is how you can reach me. Goldie smiled, and as he slowly backed out of his parking spot, baby, nothing's going to happen. You're stuck with me. You'll see. As Carla made her way back toward her condominium, she was filled with wonderment and curiosity and asked herself the question, who was the man that she just made plans to get together with? In the year that Goldie had lived there, she had only seen him there 3 or 4 times. There was an incredible excitement about him, and to top that off, he was a very handsome man. She never saw him with anyone, and did know at that point, if he was half the man that she thought he was, she would be willing to risk it all. That's chapter 1. Next, we're going to chapter 2. Don't forget, this is what the book looks like, the game. It can be purchased at consciouspress.net. Love you guys, and thank you. Talk soon. Peace.